Hey everybody in NM110. Just wanted to stop by and say hi. Um, I know this week over the past few weeks, we've worked on quite a few drawings. Right now, you're probably tired of drawing 30 pictures a week. This week, we're going to trim it down. Still about the same amount of time you're going to put forth, but you're going to choose three of those drawings that you've worked on and put in a little more detail. Essentially, we're looking at adding another 15-20 minutes per drawing that you select, and basically adding some form and construction. What that means essentially means putting that additional detail into your drawing. Nothing weird, nothing out of the ordinary. Basically, taking a work that you've already put 1 to 3 minutes into and pushing it to the next level. You're, you know, getting close to the point where we're having a finished product. Next week, just as a quick side note, is when we're going to start doing portraits, something with some really in-depth detail, something that you're going to want to spend a few hours working on. But for this class, it's the next gradual step. We went from some really short, couple second sketches, little thumbnails, built that up to some 1 and 3 minute drawings. The next step is to add a little more detail. Your 15 to 20 minutes. You may want to mess around with it a little bit, throw in a few additional elements. That would definitely help out quite a bit. After that, our next step is going to be the portraits, which we're looking at the 15 to 20 minute drawings. And, we'll see where the rest of the class takes us. Essentially, at this point, we're going to start putting in more detail into our drawings. The little basic drawings are, for the most part, out. One of them might creep up, and we might have to work on another one that wants us to draw, 10, 15 drawings. But for the most part, we're really mainly focusing on all that additional detail to really hammer out and define your specific piece of art. For some of you that's been working with drawing on paper, you might try to gradually start practicing with the Adobe Photoshop or some paint tools that really will help you out going into the future. It's not a requirement, but and if you want to go ahead and hand draw everything on paper, submit that. And if you'd like, go ahead and try replicating that in Adobe Photoshop. And if you don't really have to submit it for a grade, if you feel that the work isn't as the same caliber yet as your hand-drawn work, then go ahead and email me a copy. Justin Denton or justin.denton@rasmussen.edu. Email me a copy of your artwork that you might have tried to replicate in Adobe Photoshop. I can at least give you some critiques. If you get finished with it and you don't feel you need critiques, you feel that it's a fairly nice caliber piece of work, then you can submit it. No harm, no foul. But that's kind of where we stand this week. I'd like to see people starting to kind of take themselves to the next level, making themselves more uncomfortable, pushing yourself into using some of those tools on your computer. It'll help you out further when you get into some of the other classes that are going to make that a requirement. We've progressed from paper. Now we can make that transition over to digital, and we can see what we're doing then. See how well we're working out. This is pretty much a class to test out your skill set. Practice, practice, practice. It'll help you out quite a bit. And, I can always give you advice. We'll give you some critiques. You know, if you find out that you jump on there and you've got the knack for drawing in Photoshop right off the bat, then you may not need the extra, help. But if you feel you do, I'm always here. I know this is kind of a long-winded video this time, but it's been a couple weeks since I posted one, so there's a lot more to talk about. So I'll look forward to seeing everybody's discussion posts and your artwork that you submit this week. And have a great week, and look forward to seeing how everything goes online this week.